lake effect blast. Now, before you hire a contractor to help you with any damage to your house or to your property, you do want to keep some important tips in mind. We're joined right now by Peggy Penders from the Better Business Bureau on the couch. And Peggy, unfortunately, in times like this, you know, we do see so many people jumping to help their neighbors, but we also see some people trying to get away with something that they might not, bad news.
Better Business Bureau has experience with this particular situation, and we call them storm chasers.
Okay.
You know, we're always cautious when somebody comes door to door. You really have to kind of have your kind of caution in place. We've seen so many neighbors, you know, go to the door and help people out for free. When it gets to a situation where you're going to be charging, you've got to ask a lot of questions and keep, you know, your checklist in mind. Just as you would any other home improvement situation, there's a lot of damage out there, so we're going to see a lot of need for contractors. You've got to get everything in writing. And make sure
we have some tips. Let's talk about your first tip here. These are the 6 tips that you're going to want to write down before you hire a contractor. Don't pay for any services in advance.
Right.
That's a red flag.
It is a red flag. You don't want to give away your cash and not all of it at once. Generally, Better Business Bureau recommends a 3-3-3 rule. And in this particular situation where there is urgency, that might be flexed a little bit, but you want to make sure that you're not giving all the money up front and you're not using cash.
Our next tip is to research the company before you hire them. Don't just hire them out of the blue.
Yes, absolutely. Vet the company. Look to the Better Business Bureau. We have lots of information about contractors. Some of them may be accredited with Better Business Bureau. Some may not, but make sure that they're in good standing.
And often in times like this, especially if someone is coming to your house and offering to work for you, they might be really high pressure. That's a bad sign too.
It is a bad sign. You don't want to be in a situation where they're saying the deal is right now, make a decision right now on the spot. That's considered like just make, right now, high pressure. You want to avoid that at all costs.
And one way to help you avoid that is to get a written contract.
It is important to get a written contract. You've got to have all the expectations up front. You may have an idea of one thing, they have an idea of another thing. Make it clear, put it in writing, and have it signed.
And whose responsibility should that be? Like, is it a bad sign if they don't say, here's a contract, and if you have to ask for one?
Well, people might be in the situation where this is a handshake deal. We all want to, we're the city of good neighbors. We want to be friendly. So it might not necessarily be a bad sign if the contract doesn't actually present a contract. But you want to ask for that. You want to have that assurance should something go wrong in the future. And you want to be able to contact that contractor in the future.
Pay with a credit card. You always tell us to pay with credit card for everything.
It is important to pay with a credit card because you have the most protection should something go wrong. Even debit cards are not going to offer you the same protection.
And the last tip is so simple, but it really can help you in a jam. Just check out what vehicle they're arriving in. Does it have signage on it?
Well, you want to know that they're a legitimate business. We are having help from other states, so it's not necessarily a problem if they are coming in to help, but you want to make sure that they have a track record in that state. And Better Business Bureau has information about folks all over the country.
And have you been getting a lot of calls this week with people thinking they might be scammed?
We have, and I know
we get them too here at the
situations.
newsroom. It's hard to talk to these people.
Yes, and so many people already gave away their money, so you've got to make sure that you're doing your due diligence before you make your decision.
Any estimates that you're willing to throw out there, like how much should it cost to get your roof cleared off or anything like that?
Every situation is different, and the roof clearing, so much of it has already happened by Mother Nature herself with this trick that she's played, giving us all the snow and taking it away. I really couldn't give you an actual estimate, but you want to make sure, in a situation like this, what would be your normal cost and what are you looking to pay today? So you don't want to be in a situation where you're completely being, way overpriced.
All right, Peggy Penders from the Better Business Bureau, empowering consumers everywhere. Thanks so much for coming in today. We're going to hear more from you as we head into holiday shopping season as well. You always have great tips for that. We're going to take a break right now, sticking on the holidays.